welcome to Randy's Corner, and I'm your host, Randy Clark. And it's a beautiful Tuesday, gonna be a beautiful day. It's a little cool outside this morning, so make sure you get you a coat. And I've got a very special guest here with me this morning, but first, I'd like to mention about our Christmas Decor of the Week brought to you by the Sylacauga Beautification Council. And look at this beautiful porch right here. This is Miss Barbara Jones, and hadn't she got just such a, I love the snowman. She is a very nice lady. We went by and talked to her, and she is great. Got a beautiful yard. We're only showing part of it, but this is your Christmas Decor of the Week yard. So here it is at night. Isn't this beautiful? And our next picture coming up here is our business decor of the week. This is Dr. Gordon's Pain Management Center. And this young lady that does this painting here, this is Katie Gordon, and I think it might be Dr. Gordon's wife. I'm not sure. I hope I'm not messing up. But she does a fantastic job. If you hadn't seen this is right across from the Sylacauga Board of Education. She does a fantastic job. Look at the Grinch there. Isn't that beautiful? Now, without further ado, my special guest this morning is Miss Laura Strickland. She is the Executive Director of the Sylacauga Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Laura.
Good morning. Always good to be here.
I'm always glad you're my favorite guest.
Oh, gosh. Thank you, Randy.
Well, okay. Now, let's get started. What I really want to talk about to start with is some excitement we had about the city of Sylacauga last week versus the state of Alabama.
Yes,
Can
yes.
you tell us how all this came about and talk about the awards that was given out?
I can, yes. With a partnership with the Alabama Chambers and the Business Council of Alabama, we formed the annual Small Business Awards for the state of Alabama. And so once a year, we honor the small businesses. And this is a business from 1 employee to 100 employees.
Okay.
And so there are 4 different categories. There is an emerging category, which is a business that has been established less than 5 years.
Okay.
And then the categories go from 1 to 10 employees, 11 to 50, and then 50 to 100. I believe that's right.
Right.
And so what we do is we've mirrored our local business awards to those categories. And so each year, our nominees will be the local winners that we award each April in Sylacauga.
Right.
And these are chosen from our chamber partners, chamber members, and then in each of those categories, and then we nominate at the state level. Well, this year I was so excited to nominate. We had in the emerging category Broadway Spinal Care,
Right.
Tara and Doug, doctors Tara and Jonathan Douglas. And then in the 1 to 10 category, we had Pinhoti Outdoor Center,
Okay.
and that's Kim and Nathan Wright.
Okay.
And then I might have to cheat and
That's
look at my
fine, that's
categories
fine.
here. And then the 11 to 50 category, we had Harvey's Own Noble
Okay.
with Keith and Denise Chandler and Sky Owens. And then the 51 to 100 employees, we had Coosa Pines Federal Credit Union.
Okay.
Well, Randy, all of our nominees made finalists. And then last week at the luncheon held in Birmingham, they announced the winners. And Sylacauga was present.
I know. Sylacauga was actually the city we talked about.
We were, and
Yes.
it was fabulous. I was so proud of our small businesses. In the emerging category, Broadway Spinal Care was the recipient of the state award.
Right.
And I just didn't think it was going to happen again in the next category, but then they announced Pinhoti Outdoor Center as the winner in the next category. Then in the 11 to 50, we had Harvey's was a finalist, which was fabulous. I'm just proud to even have a finalist at the state level.
Right.
Then 51 to 100, Coosa Pines did not win, but they got the first runner-up.
Right.
So we were present. Everybody
Well
was talking
represented.
about Sylacauga. And, you know, Randy, our small businesses are the fabric of who we are. They are what make a small town special.
They're
And
actually what I call the heartbeat of our city.
they are.
Yeah.
They are. Economically as well. Do you
Right.
know 70 cents of every dollar spent at a small business stays local.
Right.
And that's big.
Really, that's important.
And these small businesses are families who have invested their entire life into these small businesses.
Right.
They are who support us locally. When your child's or your grandchild's Little League team needs support, it's going to be those small businesses that do that. And so they are so important to the vitality of our community.
Right, right.
Yes,
And,
but I was so proud of every one of our finalists.
I know. Sylacauga was actually the talk of Birmingham last week.
They were.
Right.
I was
Well,
so
the whole
proud.
state,
Yeah,
really.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
This
Well,
was a statewide deal. It wasn't
yes.
just.
This is every chamber from Huntsville down to Mobile, and there were nominees and finalists from every large city in the community, but Sylacauga was the winner.
Right.
And to see the smiles on each of our finalists' faces and the support for each other was just amazing.
I talked to Jonathan and Tara, and Jonathan was telling me about one of the speakers that got up and spoke. And I know there was several speakers, right? And,
Yes.
And all of them wanted to be connected to Sylacauga. He was telling me about one speaker that got up there and said, "Now I want you to know I'm not from Sylacauga, but my grandparents and my uncle
Yes,
are."
yes, that was Jason Isbell. He is now with community relations with Regions Bank out of their corporate office. Jason grew up here, and just always such a good smile to see when it's a hometown guy.
Right.
And he's done really well. And I'm so proud of Jason. Had an opportunity to watch him grow up, and so yes, he was extra proud to see Sylacauga represented.
Well, thank you, Laura, for doing that with the chamber. I mean, it's still exciting to me, and it probably will be
It
till
will
next
be
year.
for the next year. You're
Yeah.
exactly right. In April, at our Celebrate Sylacauga event, we'll announce our next set of winners that will mirror the nominees that will go to the state level. But I would like to add, this year, in writing the submissions for each of these candidates, we enlisted the help of some of our local high school students. And let me just tell you, I think that was what was the game changer, was the stories that they wrote for each of our nominees. And they worked tirelessly on getting these stories together, doing interviews, and I was very proud of our students for writing such quality work.
Right. We have such talented students in our school.
We do, we do.
Notice I said schools.
Schools, you're exactly right. I brag on both of our school systems all the time.
Right.
Not every community has that ability to say that they have such great feeder programs into the workforce as we do between Sylacauga City and Talladega County schools.
Right.
And I'm very proud of both of the leadership and the students in both of those school systems.
Okay. Now, it's Christmas time.
It is.
It's here.
It is.
Can we talk just for a minute about our tinsel trail, which I think this is one of the additions for the holidays that the chamber actually added that has made Sylacauga just so beautiful this year.
Well, thank you, Randy. And I think that it is a beautiful addition. I do not want to take credit for that alone, though.
Right.
This year we formed under the leadership of Santa himself. I tell you what, talk about loving Sylacauga. Santa loves Sylacauga.
Right.
But Santa,
Our Christmas club.
our Christmas club,
Right.
and that was just a group of citizens that love Christmas time, but mainly love our community
Right.
and want to see great things happen. And you know, Helen Keller had a quote, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much.
I love that quote.
I do too, and
Yeah.
this is a prime example of that.
Right.
And so we formed the Christmas Club under the direction of Santa, and everyone came together. The Tinsel Trail was an idea formed there.
Right.
Jennifer Gallops and Donna Jones really led the effort to make that happen, and it is absolutely beautiful during the day and at night.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, when we lit the trees on Sunday, November 26th, we lit the brand new tree at City Hall. And then we
Beautiful.
also lit the Tinsel Trail. There was the most beautiful picture placed on Facebook because, you know, it was a rainy night.
Right.
but it was
It was
beautiful. It was, and the
Yeah.
picture of the Tinsel Trail was just perfect.
It was.
But
It
you
was.
do, I think you and I were talking about it earlier, you need to go during the day and take a detailed look at all of the trees. A lot of thought was put into each one of the
Yes,
trees.
yes. And each
So-
one of them tells their own story.
They do.
They're just amazing.
They
like you
do.
say, take a little time, walk through there during the day, and stop and look at the details of each tree.
Yeah.
I'm a little partial to the Beautification Council
Well, you
tree
should be, yeah.
and the pickleball
And the
tree.
pickleball, yes.
You know,
yeah.
one of my great friends, Rosa Butts, she found these little ornaments that's pickles.
Yes.
So the folks that goes by and just sees all the balls and stuff we have on the tree, they wondering what them balls are. Then they see them pickles
Yeah.
and they put them two together.
I
and
thought
just
that
the
was
little
great.
things on all the trees like
Yes.
that, just
There are.
that
There's
makes them
some.
so fabulous.
There's some great ones.
Right.
There's a beautiful tree in memory of our good friend Troy Jones.
Yes,
His
oh,
family did a tree, and then a young lady, Brighton Clary's
Right.
family, did a tree for
Celebration
her.
of life for both of them.
Yes,
Yeah.
and just what wonderful gestures.
Right.
But yes, there are some really neat trees out there.
If I'm not mistaken, did we have 42 trees?
We have 43.
43
Yes.
trees this year.
And you know, I only anticipate that that's going to grow next
Oh,
year.
yes, yes.
Because once everyone understood and saw what the trees were about, I've heard the conversations happening. I can't wait to have my tree there
Right,
next year.
right.
So we're going to cover all of the pathways at Bluebell Park. But you know, here's a great idea. Stop and go up to the parlor at Bluebell and get you a big scoop of ice cream.
Yes.
I don't know if you've ever had one of those. It's not just a little scoop, it's a big
I'm a
scoop.
regular visitor.
So get you a scoop of ice cream and stroll the park, and then take your family back at night and enjoy the lights.
Right.
It's just beautiful.
Right. Okay. Got the Tinsel Trail out of the way, and coming up this Thursday is one of my favorite events of the year, and
Yeah.
I'm sure it is yours too, because you worked so hard putting this together. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Sylacauga Christmas Parade is one of the best ones around. So y'all do such a fantastic job. Can we talk about it just a minute?
Yes,
Maybe it's already been put out, so this is no secret who our Grand Marshal's going
Yes.
to be. Could you just talk about the parade for a
Yes.
minute? Starts Thursday night at
6 o'clock, yes,
So we
yes.
need to pack the town and turn out.
We do. I mean, I don't doubt that we can do that, because
Yes.
I've seen it happen every year. I've been
Right.
involved with the parade for 7 years, and so we do pack the town
Gets
to make
bigger
it happen.
and bigger every
yes.
year. Yeah.
But we'll start at 6. It begins at Sylacauga High School.
Okay.
We continue down Broadway to Fort Williams, turn right onto Fort Williams, and then right onto Norton.
Okay.
And Randy, this year we had to extend the parade route, because last year the beginning of the parade got back to the beginning, to the starting route point
Right.
of the route, before the parade had even, every entry had entered
Right.
into the route. So we extended it a block. It's going to continue down to J. Craig this year. So we've had great partnership working with the police department and making sure that it's a safe event for the community.
Right.
And we couldn't do it without them.
That's right.
They are amazing. But Coosa Pines Federal Credit Union is our parade sponsor, and we're so appreciative of them to make this happen. They do allow, along with a lot of other sponsors. You mentioned our Grand Marshal. We are so excited to have Sylacauga's very own Will Davis to be our Grand Marshal. You know, he has had such a showing on the Bassmaster Series,
Right.
and just set all sorts of records for wins this year. And we're just so proud of him.
Right.
So I spoke with him yesterday.
Sylacauga's own.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. His dad and mom are going to be in the truck pulling his boat,
Right.
his tournament boat, the one he fishes in and gets all the awards. And his wife and his little girl are going to be in the boat with him. And so, what a great celebration to have them in the parade. We have our record entries this year, Randy. We were still accepting entries yesterday, and will today. We've got to close it down sometime,
Yes.
so we can get all of the entries
Right.
prepared. But we have over 80 entries for the parade. And this is, again, in the 7 years I've been doing this, this is the largest parade we've had yet. So we're real excited. I'm so glad we've got our BB Comer football team will be in the parade.
Right.
I would love if we would have had some more accolades to put there, but gosh, Randy, for them to achieve what they've achieved once again this year,
yes.
we're just so glad to be able to celebrate the football team
Right.
in the parade. But we've got 4 marching bands from our local high schools, which everybody loves a band. That's
Yes.
what makes the parade.
We got 4 bands this year.
4 bands,
Great,
yes.
great.
So we've got Sylacauga and BB Comer
Mm-hmm.
and Fayetteville and Childersburg.
Okay.
So I believe those are the 4
Right.
bands. So
Okay.
just
Great.
real excited. It's going to be a great night, great weather. It's going to be cold
Beautiful,
enough
gonna
you
be a
can wear
beautiful
a
night.
sweater, a Christmas sweatshirt,
Right.
a little scarf, and some gloves. No rain.
Right.
So
right.
the parade was in the gods of parade. Our good Lord was shining down on us
That's
for
right.
Thursday.
And
so
he will be Thursday night.
yes,
So,
yes.
One little quick story before we go, Laura. We're about out of time, but me and Paul tried to film the parade. We've been doing it for the last 3 or 4 years, and there was a couple, and I think it was their grandkids behind us. Well, like you say, the parade was so long last year. The kids was hollering, "We want to run to the other side and watch it." And the grandmother told them right quick, "We're not going nowhere because this was not finished." So that's how long we've got.
Yes,
You know, and
yeah.
it's great, right?
So we hope everybody will join us downtown,
Yes.
shop and eat, and I'm sure Cup of Grace will be open, get you something warm to drink, and just enjoy being together as a community.
Yes, it's gonna be great. I can't wait. And thank you and your staff so much for all the things that you do all year long. Not just a parade. I know that's your specialty, but y'all do so many great things for the city of Sylacauga.
Well, thank you.
And
It's an honor to be able to support this great region
and
our community.
if I can speak for all the citizens, we sure thank you for everything y'all do.
Thank you.
And
We've
come
got a
to the
great
parade.
team. Yes, we'll see you Thursday at the
Yeah.
parade.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks, Randy.
And we'll see you at the parade Thursday night.
Okay, I'll
All
be
right.
there. All right.
That's a wrap for us this morning. And don't forget, Sylacauga's Parade Thursday night at 6 o'clock. Come early. Go in there and shop a little bit. Remember, shop local, buy local.
Yes, keep
Yeah.
the cheer here.
Keep the cheer here. I love that. And please do not litter our streets and waterways. And we'll see you next week.